What's going on? What's going on? Brutus here, bringing you another Ain't Nobody War Recap video. This one is against Assam Revolts. We came away with the victory 55 to 54, and total destruction just ever so slightly favored us, 92.75 to 92.1%. The war was as close as this score in total destruction suggests. It really was. And it was a ton of fun. I'll hold this recap and post it, after the weekend war. Give them get a chance for. I'll just that way if there's some bases need to be used for they can use them if they want, type of deal. So what was the breakdown? 5 and fill. It was 5-15. Both sides 20 on 20 war. We were hoping for a little bit bigger, but this is the one that it does. This was arranged. It is a prelude to the no dip league, so there was no dips. Let's take a look at what Assam Revolts did to us. They doubled the no 10 on 10 threes. Wasn't anything that really got close. But I don't think it's their fault. They didn't have very many. I don't think they had any scouts. And that's a big killer to when it comes to 10v10, or at least a chance for it, for 10 on 10 threes. And then they left one Town Hall 9 uncleared. We did not have any 10 on 10 threes, although we were really focusing on one because the plan was there. You have probably seen that in my live attack fail if you watch that video. I won't show it in this video, but it was number 3, and we'll come back to that in a moment. We cleared all the 9s, and then let's take a look at 10v10. You can take a look at it. There wasn't nothing in the. There wasn't any close 10 on 10 threes in my opinion. But it was still a great war. If you take a look at ours, we got really close on number 3 a couple of times. And Sphinx almost cleared with a 91%, but it was a bowler witch attack. So let's go back to the other side and put defenses. And on number 3, we took 5 solid, 4 because we had scouts, 4 solid swings at it. And it was always just one element that wasn't executed properly. Whether it's, I think we fat fingered a spell. I was first. And then this next guy up, fat fingered a spell. He had it, and that was vigorous. He had that one, and then the next guy up, the loon deployment was he fat fingered a haste, and then the last guy up, just the loon pathing wasn't quite what we were looking for. It is what it is. And rather than going for percent, we were swinging for the fences, and so that brings me to this layout. For no dips. We were able to get scouts. Every base was scouted except every 10 was scouted except 1, and they did not get any. With that being said, Assam Revolts came out on fire. And if you take a look at our defenses, looking at Town Hall 9s, look at how many fresh hits you see. So there was a few bases that gave them trouble with 4 and 6 attempts and things like that. But they came out on fire, and we had to play catch up most of the war. If you scroll down here, we cleaned up very well is what saved us. We didn't have anything that was hit more than 3 times, and that was what allowed us to get some for our game plan in order to get the win. All right, so respect out to Assam Revolts. There's their clan tag. They're part of a clan family. They are also in the no dip. I believe they're also in the no dip league. So really excited to what the season's going to bring right after this, and we're in the featherweight division. All right, let's take a look at some fresh Town Hall 9s, and that's what we're going to do for this recap. We're going to do some fresh hits. Lido had a sexy one. Let's look at that one. Lido with the early beer run in the war. Beer run being 2 fresh hit 3 stars. And both times he did it with a Lalo-based army. And what he's going to do down here is a shattered entry. Get a lot of value from this. Using a jump to get really deep and basically gut out the core of the base, leaving an L shape that will favor basically like a semi-L shape. But he's going to leave 2 air defenses at the top and Lalo it from the side. Wall breakers in here, shattered entry, jump there to get access into that compartment, which will allow him to get 2 air defenses, 2 wizard towers, an X-bow, and hopefully that second air defense, which is just beyond that CC. Given that is a well-placed jump here, the queen should hang towards the right here after she's done dealing with the CC, and therefore with the ability will give her the opportunity at least to take out that last air defense, and you can see how that happens right here. One bowler splits because no matter what you do, usually there's always one bowler that is the rebel and just splits. I know he was aiming for this air defense on the right, but for some reason she gets the one on the left, but that's okay. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it was 2 air defenses he was aiming for. He got really lucky with this wizard in the middle, this wandering knighted wizard that was on a mission with some surgically revenge-seeking loons to go into this air defense here, holding on to that haste to zoom them over at the right spot to get their revenge. Queen is still up, ability is done, and has a cleanup minion. We'll go to ×2. As he does come in, scary moment, wad of loons into the wizard tower, but the golemite is distracting it. He's got cleanup pups on the back end. Was really a well-executed shattered bolalo. Nice job. Lidu, lidu, lidu. That's my battle cry for him. Let's go back to fresh hits. Who else should we take a look at? Husk had a really nice one as well. Let's take a look at this. Co-leader Nostalgia. I know him as Nostalgia. A lot of witches this war. Holy witch, Batman. FTW took on a whole new meaning for me. It's not F the world, it's for the witches. I mean, they were just everywhere. That's right, you heard me. I said everywhere. But I mean, both sides. Their witch slap. I swear to God, it's like they would look at a base, plan for it, and be like, I'll just witch it. It really felt like that. There's a lot of variation of witch-based heavy, really witch-based heavy attacks. Witch slap, gobo wee wee. A queen walk, which variation? I'm on the fence about with this attack strategy. It's a very overwhelming attack. You do have to do it on the right base. You look for similar things you did with like a stone hobo. But I can tell you that if I do the witch base army, I tend to lean towards something with healers. It's just something that I find most success with. Although witches are just they're something else, man. I mean, they were. I am glad to see them such a viable troop back in the attack meta, given that they were nerfed into the ground for so freaking long, and they took like at least two buffs, two special attention updates to the witch in order to make them, you know, great again, make witches great again, make us want to use them. And they did it, but I won't say it's broke. I refuse to say that, because what I see right now is smart people that are taking advantage of the meta, where we're coming off of the Laloon phase, the Laloon age, if you will, where loons were everywhere and you could just like spam them and they're done, right? And then the update happened and it kind of calmed it down a bit, but all the bases are, I mean, they're still very OP attack strategy, but all the bases are kind of leaning towards anti-air, and they're not really adapting to the witches quite yet. So people are taking advantage of that, quite simply. And then, you know, you got the Stone Hobo as well is very effective. So I don't think it's broken. I just think base meta needs to adapt to make it anti-witch and anti-air at the same time, and that's so much easier said than done. So you base builders out there, get crack-a-lackin', man, because witches are everywhere. We just looked at Lidu. I'm not going to do his beer run. Let's look at Durb. Here's another variation of witches with I believe this is a witch slap with healers on the outside, 3 witches on each corner, double jump, golem, bowler, royal heavy with a rage, and then a heal to sustain. The witches. So I mean, they're just, we saw this on both sides. I know that halfway through the war, we were watching them just get so freaking successful with this. And I'll admit, I don't mind saying this publicly, it was freaking asinine. We're like, oh my God, you know? And I kept reminding people in our chat, I'm like, you really can't hate. Like, don't hate the attack, don't hate the player, hate the game. Or hate your base. Really, that's what I said. I'm looking at the attack strategies they were doing on us, and it's much like what you're seeing here. Look at what you get. I mean, you 2 jumps gives you access to the entire base. Why would you not do this? And that's what they were doing to us. You can't use this attack strategy on every base. It is not a great equalizer. In fact, in my experiences and what I usually promote is you need to find the base weakness and exploit that. It just so happened to be, though, that witches are, you know, really exploiting some base weaknesses here, because there's where you strengthen one base defense, you weaken another. So if you make it really strong versus one certain attack strategy, you're going to make it weak versus another. So at the end of the day, I was calming down the people in the chat, like, look, I mean, I hate it too. I don't like my base being freshed. But at the end of the day, it made me look at my base and be like, all right, what'd I do? You know, it made you, we already got bombs on the outside for, you know, to deal with some hogs. It's more common at Town Hall 9 that you're fighting GBs outside of the base to force an early heal so that they run out of healing power in the middle if you're going for a hog-heavy attack. So you just need to be a little bit more selective about where you place those types of things so that you're counting for multiple attack strategies in one base. And I also find that you have a lot of the Bowler Witch Town Hall 10 guys that really understand how to do that have minis as Town Hall 9s, and they're just really executing this attack strategy to perfection. That's my humble opinion. Let's take a look at number 19, and then we'll call this a video. I do have something special for the... this is actually it. So I won't do that one. That one, and I'm sorry, you'll actually catch that replay in the Perfectly Imperfect video. It was Chief's second attack is what I wanted to show. Oh, maybe it wasn't that one. No, it wasn't this one. It's gonna kill me if it was, though, because I had something funny planned for it. Chief Eli using witches. Just, they're everywhere. This is definitely not the attack, his other attack, which I'll have in the Perfectly Imperfect. It's a good indication in the Perfectly Imperfect. I'm not sure when I'll post it. I might post it before this rather than after. We'll see. But I will have his other attack that kind of culminates and puts into picture what I was just talking about. That although witches are very, I'm excited that they're very much a usable troop again in the game. And they're strong. That they still require the old school base recognition in order to maximize the attack strategy to overwhelm the base. And this is a good example of him just basically crushing this base with this. Really good job doing this as his core kill squad takes out the air defenses towards the end, which allows those healers to stay up. I mean, just really wrecks this base. However, in the Perfectly Imperfect, as the series would suggest, it doesn't go exactly quite according to plan. If you ask my opinion, it was on a base that you should not use that attack strategy. But we all know that in Perfectly Imperfect, it does 3. So you'll see what adjustments he had to make on the fly in order to pull that down. So at the end of the day, the takeaway, here's what I want to say about this war for you Town Hall 9 guys. Fix your base, and I mean this for everybody. You guys are going to have to account for not only air, which is so ever so strong still, but you really got to account for this type of a strategy. Witches are very, very powerful again. So good luck in your base building. But lastly, don't lean on this as the end-all be-all. I'm telling you guys, you will fail if you think that. It is not Town Hall 11 miners, pre-miner nerf. That's why we call them air miners, you know, like it's not that bad. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy those replays and talking points. Shout out again to Assam Revolts. Good luck in the season. Really great war, guys. Was a ton of fun. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you, you got to be better than a double, and I will check you next time.